I know y'all motherfuckers heard this shit before. Talk is cheap. Who the fuck you think you is? Who gon' stop me? 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 You? Not hardly. Seriously, I lyrically render thee my enemy. Your intentions be clearly, sincerely to be the end of me. But I am what you pretend to be. You lack this intensity. I presently possess the tendency and weaponry to breathlessly in your tendency. The bullshit that you mumble don't make sense to me. You really wanna get at it? Say my name, I'll make it happen. Fuck the chitter chatter, let's get this shit cracking. Who gon' stop me? 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 You? Not hardly. My superior interior rearranges your scenario. You're so mono-minded, but I put this shit in stereo. You should've let it go long ago. Streamline flow like Taekwondo. Play my game, give a go in this studio. Yeah, keep the head spinning like vertigo. Feel what I mean? Michelangelo. No one can never quite do it the same. Pray and take aim. Claim all the fame, I'm after one thing. Check my family name, bitch. Stop me? Who gon' 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 stop me? You? Not hardly. Pasa mi amigo. Give me the mic and let me go. When I go, it's so lethal. Roll up on you in that old school Buick Regal. And why'd you all flinch though? I thought you said you and your crew ain't no bitch though. It's funny when I pull the pistol, you'll just see through like some windows. And I told you all to look out. We show up. You all booked out, and now you all shook out. Move along, bitch. Move out. Yeah, we told you all to look out. Yeah, we told you all to look out. We told you all to look out. Yeah, look out. We told you all to look out. Yeah, look out. We told you all to look out. Yeah, look out. Looky, somebody hired the rookie. Call the bookies, place your bets. What the heck? They call me skeptic. The shoe fits, so I kept it. Your propaganda wrecked it. Here's your lesson. I'm not the one to mess with. Beast mode selected. Getting paper. Keeps my dick erected. And peep my methods. I've been elected. Bitch. I'm the boss.
So we get it technical now. You take it too far, you get hit with a technical file. My words are my weapons, that's why when I start spinning fast, it's like I pull a technical blow. I was a mile-minute child. Disrespect is my specialty now. My aura's too massive to ever go back to blending with the rest of the crowd. I'm not leaving, so y'all better get used to me. Have your mouth filled with the space for a two. Should be putting in work, you would think it was two of me. Only compete with the man that I used to be. Thought it looked warm, but you watching me cook now. No more advice for the atheist cook out. At your proof and you pulling the book out. Watch what I pull out, told you to look out.
In this world is my boss and my word, and I don't break them for no one. Do you understand?
You need people like me so you can point your fucking fingers.
I am the prodigy, probably an oddity, commodity to fuck up your psychology. I honestly, possibly, constantly body these fucking wannabes. I am the novelty, fulfillment of the prophecy. I am apostasies, atrocity, demonstrably an anomaly. Just check the verbosity of my anthology. What you want, I do this shit unconsciously. I told you after Devil's Night, I'm coming down swinging, hit them with that boom, and keep their heads ringing. Boom, I told you what I do. I told you what I do. Boom, I told you what I do. I told you what I do. Boom, I told you what I do. I told you what I do. Boom, I told you what I do. But you sleep, I told you what I do. What if I just switch the flow, let the pieces fall, call it domino. I kill in force, Idaho, you the hoe. I know you know how to ride this boat, rodeo. Like fuck with you a little, it'll ripple, cripple. But I give you this pickle. What am I trying to say? If A can beat me, then we can see. And after that, yeah, you can get the D. Boom, I told you what I do. I told you what I do. Boom, I told you what I do. I told you what I do. Boom, I told you what I do. I told you what I do. Boom, I told you what I do. But you sleep, I told you what I do.
Say good night to the bad guy. Come on. The last time you're gonna see a bad guy like this again, let me tell you.
Let me tell you. What's up, everybody? Welcome to the Atheist Network group. You have stumbled upon this little atheist YouTube channel that loves theists most of the time. At least we try. It's your boy Oz in the building. What's up, everybody in the chat? Thanks for joining me. We'll get to the meat of the stream here in a moment, but just wanted to say big shout out, all the love to everybody that joined us for the relaunch, the return of the Ultimate Debate Championship last night. Mark Reed and James W. debated, should the death penalty be abolished? Mark was affirmative and walked away the winner. So it was awesome to get that back going and to get another shout out to Jenna for making it look even, but like it's a badass format in my humble opinion. But Jenna made it way better, way better. It was a great discussion. It was a great discussion, and I look forward to having those. I mean, don't get me wrong. We'll still have the God arguments and the morality arguments and all that, but I think I prefer those. But it was a great. It was a great debate, great conversation. We had fun. A little bit of tech issues at the beginning, but you know what? Once you're first one, the relaunch, it is what it is. It was what it was, and it was still a blast. It was still a great conversation. So, to all that was there, thank you. And if you didn't, Randy, I saw your comment. Go check it out. And if you aren't subbed, go sub now. You don't want to miss it. I've yet to find anyone or see anyone that's doing anything similar as far as a debate platform, what we're doing and trying to bring great conversations and also bring some fun and some entertainment to it. So, Big Zebra, thank you. Appreciate that. It was awesome. The only other thing I'll say is, I was very pleasantly and delightfully informed, shortly before the show that, Jenna will be officially doing her first stream since she moved to Fort Wayne, Indiana this weekend. So, I'm excited for her to get back at it to get back at it. But I see Grumps is here. Ahoy, matey. Ahoy, matey. I was just thinking about you the other day. I was going to message you, and, you know, my ADHD. We all know how I am. I went to message you, and something distracted me, and I forgot that because I'm a terrible friend. But good to see you. But let's well, before we do it, let's have a drink, because this could get crazy and fun tonight. How about that?
Everybody in this bitch getting set.
What we doing?
Everybody in this bitch getting set. Everybody in this bitch getting set. Everybody in this bitch getting set. Everybody in this bitch getting set.
What up? What up? What up? Let's do this. All right. So I stumbled upon. Actually, I did stumble upon the YouTube channel. I didn't realize he had such a huge YouTube following. But once I started digging in, I was like, that's where I know this son of a bitch from. Because it was driving me nuts. The name, the face, I'm like, no, I know I've heard of or seen this or heard from this son of a bitch before. Big Zebra saying, everybody in this bitch getting tipsy. So it's our drinking music. But this is Rustlin' KD. Rustlin' KD, I think still owns, but pretty sure he does, but is the CEO of King's something. Let me just pull it up. That way I'm giving accurate information here. King's something. Of course, go look at it and we'll pull it up. There we go. Nope, that's the wrong guy. Damn it. Anyway, I'll find it here in a second. It's King something Entertainment. And he signed Christian hip hop artists. And they do the Christian hip hop thing. Oh, it's going to drive. Oh, there it is. King's Dream Entertainment. King's Dream Entertainment. And also has this YouTube channel that we're going to review. One quick video, and then one we're going to get in. We're going to talk about faith and Christianity, what it has to do with music, and also how these dudes are just fucking riding jock, man. They're fucking haters. They're fucking haters. And this, and this is where a little bit of the hood might come out. Because when little buster ass motherfuckers come along and they realize that they couldn't make it in the secular hip hop game, and they transition to the Christian hip hop game because, you know, they couldn't hack it. Then they start like trying to do this like internal, like Christian internal beef shit where it's like, your God isn't, or sorry, your song isn't Christian like mine's Christian. You're not spitting the Holy Spirit shit like I am, dog. And I don't play that shit. Even when I was a Christian hip hop artist, I didn't play that shit. Like, get the fuck out of here. Get the fuck out of here. How do you know that? Doesn't the Bible says only God knows a man's heart? Get the fuck out of here with that shit. Anyway, the one we're going to start with, though, just to give you a little introduction into wrestling, and he comes off as one, and if you watch enough of his content, which I watched quite a bit today, not only does he come off like a know-it-all, he talks like a know-it-all, and it's that I am the true Christian. I figured this out better than anyone and everyone that ever could try to figure it out. And those type of Christians drive me up the wall, because why you, bro? Why do you think you have figured out when we have 3, and I'm exaggerating, 3 billion different flavors of Christianity? Why you? Why the fuck do you think you have it figured out? So let me share this little screen, have a little drink.
Everybody in this bitch getting sex. Everybody in this bitch getting sex.
Yeah.
Everybody in this bitch getting sex. Everybody in this bitch getting sex. Everybody in this bitch getting sex.
And a little teaser. When we get to this, the other video, I'll move quickly through this one. This is just to show his attempt at Christian apologetic acrobatics. Discussing a Joe Rogan interview, but and just show that he's on par with the rest of them. And when we get to the other video, as I was realizing who this was, that I actually do know this guy, not know him, but I do know of this guy, and actually know some of the guys that he's worked with, because I think he says he's still a Christian artist or Christian hip hop artist, and the label or organization, whatever, the Dreamy God's Dreaming, whatever label. There's actually a guy that he had signed to his label for at least a couple years that I loved. Well, I won't give the name yet, but let's just say that this gentleman and the Christian community surrounding him, I think duped this other gentleman. And when the other gentleman caught on, he's now, and I did do the research on this, he is now also a former Christian hip hop artist that has walked away from the faith, walked away from the church. And I'll read a little bit of an article that was written up, based on an interview, or I think 2 interviews done with said artist that walked away, which we'll get into. So a little teaser there. It gets spicy. It gets saucy. What's up, Pat? But yeah, he caught a fish this big, and by the end of this, it's going to be this big. But let's get into it. This is, like I said, I'm going to speed through this one because I really want to get to the next one. So let me sped it up a little bit. But listen to the shit this guy does. And I'll try not to pause too much because I really want to get to the next one.
Was on Mike Tyson's podcast, and the topic of the Bible came up, and Joe Rogan had his mind blown. No, I mean literally, that face that you see in the thumbnail was him talking about the Bible, and we're going to talk about all of it today. But before we get into that, I need you guys to smash the like button, just completely obliterate it, because that just tells YouTube there's something going on here, and more people will see the video that way. So please do me that solid. Before we get into the video, got to send a shout out to my guy AC, who brought this topic to me through his YouTube channel.
Yes, please go to Rustlin KD's channel and click the subscribe button twice and the like button twice. 2 times.
Channel, amazing emerging creator. His version of it is right here. He tied in Tim Mackey. I'm not going to do that today. We're just going to react to the clip directly from this podcast. All right. So I'm very excited to be talking about this, and we're going to do an extended version of this on the Blessed God Studios channel about some other verses that were referenced here. But for the sake of this video on this channel, we're going to get right through it. So let's just jump in.
The wild thing about the Bible is that it's thousands of years old and people are still reading it.
Look at that facial expression, ladies and gentlemen. That's a Joe Rogan face if I've ever seen it. So the wild thing about the Bible is that it's thousands of years old and people are still reading it. I'd say that is a W take, Rogan. And
Rustlin, that doesn't mean therefore it's true. Just because motherfuckers have been reading a book or a script for thousands of years does not mean, therefore, it is true. So you can take the L, I'll take the dub. Bitch.
That is an accurate take.
They're still reading this thing that was the framework for civilization.
You know that.
Now, that's another W, because if you guys know historically, Rogan has kind of communicated a bit of hostility towards religion and specifically Christianity. I believe he grew up Catholic and kind of has some issues with the papacy and the Vatican and all that kind of stuff. But here, he's speaking about the Bible as the bedrock of most civilization, and most concepts of morality are kind of anchored on the Bible. And if you ever look back on what the world was like pre-Christianity, it was a very, 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 very dark world. If you want to see a video about that, drop it in the comments and I'll do something on that. But totally different before Jesus came on the scene.
Thing that was the framework for civilization.
You know what that tells you? That people are born to worship. We're born to worship people.
There's probably some, I think they've isolated that part of like human psychology. That's something that we need.
Even the hardest man in the world would say, wow, you did a magnificent job.
So he says we're born to worship. Okay, and then Rogan says, yeah, I think they've kind of isolated that in psychology. And so before we get any further, I need to tell you guys something real quick.
Hey, you want to see something crazy? Over 51% of the people who watch this channel are not subscribed. And the ones that are subscribed, only 10%.
That's a pretty crazy statistic, by the way. Make sure your bell notifications on. We've been getting some reports that some people aren't getting the notifications. Do us that solid. Let's jump right back into this.
It's something that we need.
Even the hardest man in the world would say, wow, you did a magnificent job. That was splendid. Or whatever.
So here Tyson kind of equates worship with affirmation. I'm not quite sure if I follow. I think worship is something of devotion of deity, where I think he's kind of paralleling this to praise and affirmation, which I believe we also need affirmation as humans.
Okay, let's just do a quick little dictionary search. Let's see how similar they are. This is easy. Definition of worship. Feeling or expression of relevance and adoration for a deity. Affirmation was the other one, right? Definition of adoration. Something regarded as impressive or worthy of respect, or respect and warm approval. I would think those are very similar if we take off the deity part. I think Mike Tyson's smarter than you.
As well, if you've ever read the book, The 5 Love Languages, words of affirmation is one of them. Some people kind of need to be encouraged and affirmed in that way. And so, I don't know if I fully track there, but let's keep going.
It's in our nature. Don't care how tough we are, don't care how successful. It's in our nature to just worship.
Our friends at Manscaped are turning...
Oh gosh, they got the Manscaped commercial. Let me fast forward this. And this is why you guys should sign up for our online community, so we don't have to do Manscaped commercials for you guys. I'm just saying, if you sign up for our community for $5 a month, we would never have to do stuff like this. Okay, now let's get back to this conversation.
Ever. Or like something saying that the Bible's probably the most bought book ever. Or like most read book ever.
So the Bible is the most sold book ever, the greatest selling book of all time. This is a fact. By the way, the second best selling book of all time, can anybody guess what it is before I tell you? Come back to that idea.
It's probably that and then Harry Potter.
Watch, he sticks his foot straight in his mouth. This is beautiful. This is beautiful. And I love that he didn't cut it out. I love that he left it on there.
Not quite. Second best-selling book of all time. Zach, can you fact check me? Yep. Zach, since we're talking about Joe Rogan, we're going to say Zach's my Jamie. The second best-selling book of all time, ladies and gentlemen, is Rick Warren's Purpose-Driven Life. Am I right or am I right?
You take the L.
Boo!
From here it says Tale of Two Cities, 200 million copies sold.
Tale of Two Cities. Who's that by?
Okay, here's another one. Number 1 is the Bible. Number 2 is Quotations from Chairman Mao Tse Song.
Quotations is the second best. Where's Rick Warren? I thought Rick Warren had the number 2. I'll take him up on that. It's not. But it was.
I'm at least give you respect that you didn't edit that out. At least give you respect there, because you really you were trying to flex, bro. You were trying to flex. But watch what he does next. Then he talks about Harry Potter, because that's what Rogan said, right? then we know all the disgusting views that I won't even say the name, the author of said book / material, the fucked up views that this person has on friends of ours in the homosexual community, the trans community, the LGBTQ plus community at large. And then he touts it. So proceed.
Up there. He sold hundreds of millions of purpose-driven life. But the Bible is the greatest selling book of all time, which is pretty fascinating. And then he says something. He says Harry Potter. Harry Potter. Now, I'm going to tell you guys something shocking about Harry Potter in a minute here. Okay? Let's keep going.
Harry Potter's probably a strong second.
No cap.
Harry Potter might have the Bible beat.
When I look at,
I want to look that up. Harry Potter might have the Bible beat.
That's nonsense.
the Bible's interesting.
That's how
because
gangster that lady is.
everybody is everybody got the Bibles is all different stories.
Well, Mike, that's what we were talking about, the Dead Sea Scrolls. And
So, fun fact about Harry Potter, if you guys don't know, the author of Harry Potter, I know some of you guys get weirded out by the magic in Harry Potter and all that kind of stuff, but the author of Harry Potter, well, she actually also professes to be a Christian.
A hateful, bigoted, homophobic, transphobic Christian. Let's make sure we fill all the lines there.
So to Joe Rogan's point, the imagination used for telling these stories like Harry Potter, like Lord of the Rings, like Chronicles of Narnia, all written by people who profess to be Christians. Interesting, isn't it? So let's go back to this conversation.
the podcast that we were doing earlier. That's where it gets really wild. That's thousands of years old. They found it in a cave in Qumran. They just found these scrolls that has versions of the Bible they'd never seen before.
Well, you know, Constantine, he said, "Hey, you can put that in the Bible." No, you can't put that in the Bible.
Yeah.
No, like 300 AD.
No, that's not true. This is just completely misinformation on Mike Tyson's part. The Dead Sea Scrolls were discovered, I believe, about 60, 70 years ago, and it was a massive, massive, massive discovery. But this idea that Constantine decided what went into the Bible and didn't go into the Bible is complete nonsense. The Constantine did become converted to Christianity, or so he proclaimed, and that is why Christianity not only became legal in Rome, but also kind of became the religion in Rome. But Constantine had nothing to do with the canon. The canon predated Constantine in terms of what books went into the canon. This is totally inaccurate on Mike Tyson's part.
Whatever the New Testament was, whenever
they put all the religious people said, "No, you can't put that in the Bible." Yeah, you can put that. No, not that. Well, maybe that. Yeah, that's okay, but take that out.
The thing is, like, for sure, man had a hand in it, but when you go back and read, like, what were they trying to say? Like, when it was written in ancient Hebrew, and then they translated it into Latin, they translated it into Greek. Like, when it was in ancient Hebrew, like, what were they trying to say? What was this? What were you writing
What they're saying right now, what preachers are saying right now, surrender to God. Regardless of what, surrender to God. That's what they're saying. That's what it's ever been since the beginning of time. Surrender to God. Since the beginning of let there be light, surrender to God.
And I think it's interesting because...
Interesting. So Mike Tyson says it's saying surrender to God. I would venture off. It's saying and pointing to the God-man Jesus, who lives the perfect life, dies the most brutal death on the cross in our place for our sins, and is telling us to place our faith in Jesus. Place our faith in Jesus. And that therein lies what the total scriptural narrative is. If you look at the Old Testament foreshadowing the story of Jesus, you look at the Gospels, and you look at the New Testament epistles written to churches to kind of address conduct and proper belief in theology. I think that's how the Bible can be summarized, not just surrender your life to God. You should surrender your life to God, by the way. You should. It's in your best interest. Surrender your life to God. But I think the overall narrative of the entire scriptures is about the God-man Jesus.
Every religion has some kind of God, right?
Yeah.
Except for weird ones.
So if we're just going to do basic facts here, Council of Nicaea, even when I was a believer, I didn't really pay a lot of attention to that, I'll be honest. But we do know that the books, the literature that we have that makes up the Bible, written by various, probably many people over a period of more than 1,000 years. And if Pat's still here, or anyone else says, this is not my area of expertise, but I've done enough research and looking in that I know some of what seem to be basic things now, but most Christians in America don't even know the shit. But I think it's 1200 BCE and 1st century CE, if I'm getting that right. And then they want to throw in the genres, poetry and history, the prophets that, So how do we really know any of this shit is real? And I think what Joe is saying, which I would agree with, is it's bananas. It's bananas. This book, this religion, has been able to convince people for thousands of years to keep reading this nonsense. Right, and thank you, Pat, for the clarification. That's why the Council of Nicaea. I think that's why I never really put any time into that, because it didn't. When I was a Christian, it didn't make an impact on my faith or my belief, or the accuracy or reliability of the Scripture.
There's probably a few made up ones.
With Rogan specifically acknowledging that the Bible is the greatest selling book of all time, that thousands of years later, people are continuing to read it, and that it is the bedrock of all civilization. I think these are absolutely intrinsic values of how humans have learned to flourish on this side of eternity, inspired from a lot of it, especially in the West, from the teachings of Jesus in the New Testament. I think we, as people in the West and the East, everywhere, know the moral laws and know kind of how we're wired to function. But when you get into the New Testament, I mean, so much of our policy and our laws are directly inspired, even down to things like the Good Samaritan law, which is Jesus having a parable about the Good Samaritan, right? All of these different things, the golden rule, do unto others as you'd have them do unto you. This is so enriched in Western society that I think we often take it for granted, and that a lot of what people are building on, even if they're not Christian, are still doing it on the back and on the foundation of Christianity in the West. So those are my thoughts about this. I would love to hear what you guys think. And if you want to see a different video where we talk about some of Rogan's views, apparently softening on Christianity, I'm going to pin that over here. You can check that out if you want to partner with our community here, so I don't have to make Manscaped ads. I'll be over here. You go sign up there. I'll see you over there. Peace.
Yeah, and by all means, go over there and hit all the buttons, but make sure you hit them 2 times. Just make sure you hit them 2 times.
Everybody in this bitch getting sex. 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 Everybody in this bitch getting sex.
All right, now we're going to get into my area of expertise. Let me clear my throat. All right. So what are we going to talk about next? Is Christian music, they specifically call out Lecrae, is Christian music godless? And we're going to hear from 2 wannabe rappers, 2 chumps, John Keith and this Caleb Gordon guy. I actually did a little legwork on his quote-unquote career. Yes, always double dipping. And after listening to a good amount of Caleb Gordon's music, because he's the one that specifically called out Lecrae, I'm going to say, you're just a fucking hater, bro. You're just a fucking hater. And listen to your shit. You're more than likely, if I were a betting man, I would bet money that you were one of those that realized you couldn't hack it in the secular music industry. So you switched over to the Christian hip hop scene, because the standards and the bar is set very, very low. And it's really only Lecrae and Triple E that's left that does it at a high level. Such a high level that secular artists want to feature on their albums, on their tracks, and you don't like that. You don't like that. That makes you butt hurt. And that makes you cry like a little bitch. So one more drink, because now's when we get saucy and spicy, because there's a lot to talk about here.
Everybody in this bitch getting sex. 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 Everybody in this bitch getting sex.
All right, let's do this. So this is, again, Rustlin, and his two guests are John Keith, which I'm going to be fair. I don't get to really dig into John Keith's material, but this Caleb Gordon dude, yeah, you on one, bro.
Ladies and gentlemen, we have a very important conversation today. Is Christian music godless? When we mean Christian music, we mean the established artists, the Christian Illuminati, if you will. And we have some great general.
We're already starting off on some bullshit, Rustlin. The Christian Illuminati, like now we're going there. Now we're just making shit up, bro. There is the Illuminati, which is bullshit. Now we have the Christian Illuminati.
Gentlemen with us today, all the way of Florida. We got the man, the myth, the legend. No, that's
John
not.
Keith.
That's not John Keith. There's Caleb Gordon. There's Caleb Gordon. We got Caleb Gordon in the house, man.
This man said the Christian Illuminati.
The Christian Illuminati, all of it.
Why are you already trying to look like Eazy-E? Why are you already trying to look like Eazy-E, bro? I thought you were supposed to be Christ-like. Oh, you're looking like Eazy-E.
Thing was a mess, yo. And we got all the way from Florida, and you put John Keith on the camera, man. The disrespect is
It's all right.
nuts.
I don't know if I did that or Zach did that, but somebody did that. That was me. And all the way from Southeast Dago,
yes, sir.
the man, the myth, the legend. We got
Caleb,
John Keith.
Yo, you should have put it on Caleb Gordon. That would have been crazy. That would have been crazy. That would have been
Okay,
crazy.
Zach, are you cutting or am I cutting?
I'm cutting.
You're cutting for now. Okay. How did the level sound? Caleb, say a couple words about yourself.
Yo, my name is Caleb Gordon. I'm a Christian rapper from Orlando, Florida. Ocoee, Florida specifically. OCOEE. 2000 EST. That's when I was born. Yeah, that's who I am. That's where I'm from.
John Keith, introduce yourself. We're going to make sure the level sound good.
Yo, it's your boy John Keith, a.k.a. Don, a.k.a. what? Are you kidding me? From Southeast Dago, you know what I'm saying? Oh, wait, we don't have like we ain't got that. But you know what I'm saying? Yeah, man. I rock with the Dago.
You know, I just got to say, and this is, for this conversation, this is anecdotal, or anecdotal, as we say here on Tang. Man, already the vibe I'm getting, and again, that's why I'm saying it's anecdotal, just going off vibes. I've met, well, obviously Brady's my homeboy. We all know that. Shout out Brady.
Everybody in this bitch getting sex. 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 Everybody in this bitch getting sex.
Brady, formerly known as Fanatic, Christian rapper, which was part, and these little youngsters probably don't even realize it, but was part of the first Christian hip hop group that, like, they were the pillars, the foundational pieces of Christian hip hop. But Fanatic, I've performed with Truth or Emmanuel Lambert. I've met Trip. I've met Lecrae, John Rubin. I'm sure there's ones I'm missing. right now that we either worked with or opened up for. Mars Ill. I'm sure I'm missing some right now, but man, they didn't come in interviews like, "Yo, what up? It's your boy from the," and it was, "You're in the world but not of it." Why are you acting like talking, like mimicking what the world does? So I'm already thrown off, because if I didn't know that this was a Christian YouTube platform, I would just assume that we're just talking hip hop, which I'm cool with, obviously, very clearly. But y'all some arrogant motherfuckers. Y'all already off the rip coming off arrogant and cocky, but we'll get to that in a minute.
Okay,
Okay.
that goes crazy.
I'm a fan, and when I say fan, I mean fan. I'm a bona fide fan of both of these incredible artists we have with us. I'm a fan of Caleb Gordon, and specifically the way you've been able to build what you've been able to build with TikTok, short form, vertical, even doing remixes of popular songs. I think you've done a fantastic job.
And Rick, I definitely pronounce it that way on purpose, because I love it when Christians say secular. So I definitely fuck it up, secular. And here's another thing that caught me listening to this. I remember when I was a Christian hip hop artist calling out other Christian hip hop artists that took secular hip hop beats and remixed them and rapped over them. Here's why. Because even then, not as much as I do now, but I had appreciation for psychology and what music does to the mind. And there were certain songs, even when I had rededicated my life, that as soon as I heard the beat or heard the hook, it took me back to a place. And it stirred up the memories of getting high or getting drunk or, whatever, partying, doing whatever the fuck I was doing. Getting ready to go hit a lick, whatever. It took me back there. So it was like, no, we're not to put people in a place to entice them to return to bad behavior or bad decisions. So even in this, I'm like, no, y'all ain't real Christian rappers.
And I'm a big fan of everything you've done. John Keith, Home Team, Southeast Dago, the man, the myth, the legend, Indie Tribe's very own. Also incredibly talented. And I feel like you guys are arguably some of the best Christian rappers in the game.
I would agree with that.
Hold on. I want to set this up. All right. So what's the good book say about humility? What's a good book say about humility? And also, let me tell you, especially not this guy, but the other fuckstick, Caleb Gordon. I can tell you, he's not the best in the game at anything. Only in his own world is he the best at anything. But when I was a Christian rapper, if anyone had ever paid me and probably still today as an atheist, as a humanist, as a secularist, I wouldn't, yeah, you right. I'm the best ever. I'm the best. I know better. That doesn't mean I'm not confident in my own abilities. But we all have our own lanes. That doesn't make me the best ever, the best like in the game currently. But that immediate, like, oh, I would agree. GOAT. Now get the fuck out of here.
Southeast Dago, the man, the myth, the legend, Indie Tribe's very own. Also incredibly talented. And I feel like you guys are arguably some of the best Christian rappers in the game.
I would agree with that.
I would put money on that. Okay, Caleb, can we make sure you're nice and centered so there's no other way? There you go. Aha. Okay, so this is what kind of sparked the conversation off. Okay, I'm gonna pull the.
Yeah, the brag, the brag, and again, the trips, the Lecrae's, when Brady was still a Christian, the fanatics, the truths, like the OGs of the game that actually did this not for clout, not for money, because at that point they did it because what they were passionate about and what they believed in. They weren't out here chasing likes and follows and dollars. But y'all probably just couldn't hack it. So you've now reduced yourself to go and placate and rhyme and write music about fantasy to try to make money and feel like your music is important. That must suck, bro.
Post up, and actually I don't have the tweet. Gosh darn it, I should have had the tweet. It's all Caleb. What did you tweet? Tell us what you tweeted. Real quick.
Can I give my respect first?
Give you respect.
So first thing first, man. The first Christian song that I listened to when I came back into like taking God seriously was "Bag" by you and No Big Deal.
Whoa,
so
that's crazy.
Y'all just want to let y'all know.
Respect.
I forgot about that part. I want to look that up. So we have old Caleb Gordon. Let me do a little go ogling. Caleb Gordon, musical artist. All right, so yeah, I mean all you have is like Spotify or not Spotify, sorry, Instagram and LinkedIn. So you're not that important. Is there? There's definitely not a Wikipedia on you. You said that when I came back. Let me try this. When I came back. Yeah, anyway, I'll try to keep looking for it. But when I started to take God seriously, what I hear, again, formerly being in the Christian hip hop world, and now not in producing music in the not Christian hip hop world. What I hear you saying is I couldn't hack it, so I started taking God serious, because what that actually means is I wanted to make money and I wanted attention. So somebody please look at me and listen to me, because the secular people won't do it.
I've been watching this man for 2-3 years.
Respect.
And this man been spitting. Right. So I just want to let y'all know, man, keep doing what y'all doing, because all of that has been influencing me.
Appreciate that, bro.
Appreciate that.
Thank
man.
you.
Thank you.
Sorry. And then
Thank
the
you.
tweet. You know what I mean?
Okay, Zach, you got the tweet?
I want to airdrop this to your iPad.
Oh yeah, drop it to the iPad. And then Zach's out of here. One time for Zach Sparazzo, ladies and gentlemen.
Yes, sir. The boy.
Okay.
Yes, sir.
Okay. All right. So here's the tweet.
Whoa.
This would spark this whole thing. Zach's always forgetting stuff. Let's let Zach leave.
I forgot.
This man. Zach will forget his life. Zach has forgot.
Oh,
we were on
cool shade.
We were on tour. You remember he forgot every single thing he owned,
Yes.
including his dignity.
Every night.
He forgot his dignity.
Every night.
AJ, what's good?
Okay, so this is what sparked it off. Caleb Gordon, who I follow on, I think on all platforms, said,
Okay, so real quick, what's up, Megan? Now I'm getting this is an echo chamber. He he has all these artists, and he Rustlin, I'm losing respect for you by the minute. He builds this echo chamber with these young hip hop artists, and I don't know what they're going through in the moment, but appeals to emotion or tragedy or whatever in their life, because by the end of this, we're going to get to, which was I won't say it was one of my favorites, but it was. This artist was definitely in regular rotation for me when I was a Christian, and I'll go through that. But yeah, you're losing respect by the moment. But we'll let him finish reading the tweet, and then I'm going to speed it up. But I'm going to play the song that little fuckstick Caleb is calling out because he's a hater. I'm going to play that. And I'm just going to play little spots of some of Caleb's music to show you how trash his is, and how I still don't know how his music is any different than what I heard from Lecrae. So we'll let him finish this.
I feel like Blessings by Lecrae is not a Christian song. But someone convinced me for real.
He tried to ball.
Now Lecrae tried to convince you for real and responded to said tweet. And what Lecrae wrote was, we talking about a song? We talking about practice?
He did.
We talking about a song? We not talking about 20 years of ... Never mind.
Thanks.
Never mind. Let my boast be only in Christ.
You guys think I'm stupid. I'm not stupid, guys. I know this.
Okay.
These ad-libs crazy.
So that's what sparked this whole thing off. And then we had a fairly I felt like a great conversation on Instagram Live.
For sure. Yeah, we did.
Who was all in that stream with us?
It was me, Karen, TJ Carroll, and Mike Teasy, I think.
Shout out to TJ and Mike Teasy. And so and then you saw the tweet as well. And I was like, yo.
I mean, I actually don't have. You don't have
Twitter, but you saw it going around.
Yeah,
I mean, it went pretty viral.
Everyone was talking about it.
You know what you was doing. Yeah, you know.
It didn't go viral. Quit. Gentlemen, take your hands off your penises and your circle jerk right now. Nothing went viral because no one here knows what the fuck you're talking about.
Oh, what you was doing.
Yeah,
okay.
Yeah, everybody
was
was
talking.
So yeah, I seen it. Yeah.
And so let's just what was your heart behind that? And what did you think of Lecrae's response?
So I was riding around the city, bro.
Okay.
And
yeah,
I was on the radio, and Lecrae's Blessings was playing. And I was,
wait till you hear this dude's trash that he calls music. Just wait.
I was just riding around. I was like, I'm hearing Ty Dolla $ign. I'm like, this don't really draw me to the kingdom. Cause I don't really end on, oh, is this Christian? Like I end is like what are we talking about the kingdom? Now I know the song old, but the song's still getting played every day in my city.
Shout out to Lecrae.
And when people come up to me, they be like, oh, you gonna be a Christian rapper? Oh yeah, like Lecrae, you gonna make a blessing song like that, right? That's literally what they tell me in my city.
Okay.
So when people see that as the only song that they know, I'm like, but that ain't really what I'm trying to do though. So that was my heart on that.
Got you. Okay.
So that made no sense. I'm gonna replay it, to be fair, but you said nothing of substance. That was not. There's nothing of substance there, and why you said what you said.
On the radio, and Lecrae's Blessings was playing, and I was just riding around. I was like, I'm hearing Ty Dolla $ign. I'm like, this ain't. I'm like.
Okay, I'm hearing Ty Dolla $ign, which is a secular artist. Lecrae is a Christian artist, so that's the only thing I can grab at the moment.
This don't really draw me to the kingdom, cause I don't really end on, oh, is this Christian? Like I end is like what are we talking about the kingdom? Now I know the song old, but the song's still getting played every day in my city.
Shout out to Lecrae.
And when people come up to me, they be like, oh, you gonna be a Christian rapper? Oh yeah, like Lecrae, you gonna make a blessing song like that, right? That's literally what they tell me in my city.
Okay.
So when people see that as the only song that they know, I'm like, but that ain't really what I'm trying to do though.
Mm-hmm.
So that was my heart on that.
Got you. Okay. And what did
Oh, young man. You got a lot of lessons to learn. Number one, life ain't fucking fair. And especially in the music industry, it's not fair. There's some shit that I hear on the radio that I'm like, how the fuck did this get on the radio? Why the fuck would someone listen to this shit? And that goes for Christian or secular artists. But notice it wasn't about the content. He made no qualms. Had no issues based on this interview about the content of the music. It was that Ty Dolla $igns was on the track. What's up, Awoken One? Ty Dolla $igns was on the track. And that made him feel a certain type of way. Why? Because that's what indoctrination does. You can't work with, do business with these reprobates, these heathens. You can't do that and glorify God at the same time. But then it's the same Christians that you'll hear say, if Jesus were walking the earth right now, he would be hanging out with the sinners, the drug addicts, the yada yada, whatever else you want to throw out there. So Lecrae is doing exactly what you say Jesus would be doing, but then you want to crucify him? Seems a little ass backwards to me. So what we're going to do is I'm going to pull this. Oh, man, I thought I already pulled it. Give me 1 second. Here, have a drink while I pull it up.
Everybody in this bitch getting set. 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 Everybody in this bitch getting set.
All right, let me get past the ads. All right, like I said, I'm gonna speed it up because I don't want to get hit. But if you want to listen to this on your own time later, just so you can actually enjoy it, because like it's a great, it's a greatly composed song. The beat, lyrically, yeah, the composition is awesome. And that's why I'm like, dude, you're just fucking hating. You're fucking hating. It's a dope ass beat, and he got somebody on the track that you probably listened to before you got serious about God, and you're like, what the fuck? What the fuck? Why can't I get Ty Dolla $ign on my track? Let me tell you why. Because your shit is trash. Your shit is trash. That's why you can't get Ty Dolla $ign to feature on one of your tracks. Your shit's trash. So let me change the screen here. Nope, not that one. That one. Maybe, possibly. There we go. All right, so I sped it up. And I'll let it go through most of it, but pay attention to the lyrics, because when they say, well, this isn't Jesus music. This isn't Christian music. Here we go.
If I ever took a loss, I learned a lesson. I won't ever think I'm better than the next man. I've been down before to come up on these stressing. Baby, I'm too busy counting all these blessings.
Count it up. Line 'em up. Swear the sun shining on me, got my heart on no matter that trouble surrounding us. They don't see that it's a lot of us. Everybody moving anonymous. Won't take that credit, I know what we get it. Them blessings coming from God above. I was doing all kind of bad. What a quiet ass, telling money to verse. Hit the pew and tell God he's first. Hit the studio, the body of verse. I remember pushing mom in a little white Honda with no gas money. I just bought a car, cash money. I ain't even trying to brag on it. I just tell it how it really is. I ain't tripping, I ain't feeling this. I ain't saying I deserve nothing. I'm just trying to talk about the benefits. I've been punching in the clock, trying to keep the kitchen stocked. Man, it's a blessing cause we ain't never had a lot. But all we need is all we got. Whew.
If I ever took a loss, I learned a lesson. I won't ever think I'm better than the next man. I've been down before to come up on these stressing. Baby, I'm too busy counting all these blessings. Count it up. Blessings. Count it up. I put my mama in the grip and stop stressing. I put my girl in a brand new diamond necklace. She said she need more of my love and affection. Cause lately I've been working harder than ever. She said, baby, you a boss. Baby, please schedule. Darling, you a boss. Let's do something special. Take me on the PJ. We should go to Mexico. I've been down for you, boy, since when the money was low. Anything for my back, cause she a blessing. If you woke up just morning, it's a blessing. If I ever took a loss, I learned a lesson. I won't ever think I'm better than the next man. I've been down before to come up, I ain't stressing. Baby, I'm too busy counting all these blessings. Count it up.
God damn it, I did that whole thing, and I'm just talking to myself. All right, so rewind.
Everybody in this bitch get tips.
I'm a rookie out here.
Everybody in this bitch get tips. Everybody in this bitch get tips. Everybody in this bitch get tips. Everybody in this bitch get tips.
Now you should hear me. Check 1, 2. So what had happened was I was reading off the lyrics. So again, from Lecrae's song featuring Ty Dolla $ign's Blessings. Here's the intro, or the hook / intro of the song. If I ever took a loss, I learned a lesson. I won't ever think that I'm better than the next man. I've been down before, the come up, I ain't stressing. Baby, I'm too busy counting all these blessings. Yeah. Count it up, count it up, count it up. Line 'em up, line 'em up, line 'em up. Swear the sun's shining on me and my huddle. No matter the trouble surrounding us, they don't see that it's a lot of us. Everybody move anonymous. Won't take that credit. I know where we get it. Them blessings be coming from God above. Blessings. So if we go back to your boy's tweet, which, God damn it, I had that pulled up. Where'd it go? I'm just going to rewind it back to it. That way you can reread it. I feel like Blessings by Lecrae is not a Christian song. But someone convinced me for real. So I'm going to replay this part. And then we're just, we're going to do what good skeptics do, guys. We're going to do what good skeptics do. And we're now going to compare fuckstick Caleb Gordon's bullshit to Lecrae's. That's what we're going to do. But let's allow him the third time to give his bullshit argument on why Lecrae's music is not Christian, but his is.
Convince me.
And notice notice none of them actually acknowledge the fact that your troll job, Lecrae, shit on you. Like he in the most Christian way, shit on you. Oh, and I just noticed. Oh man, I wish I could zoom in. So then, then little fuckstick Caleb responds, but Lecrae, I wasn't trying to come for you or your career. I actually want to hear why you believe you needed Ty Dolla. What did I tell you? What the fuck did I tell you? And I didn't notice this sub comment until then. I actually want to hear why you believe you needed Ty Dolla on there, because I don't know the behind the scenes. Just wanted to have a conversation. That's not what the fuck you said, you little piece of shit liar. What's up, Mikey? You little piece of shit. You little fucking piece of shit. You threw shade. And then as soon as in the Christian hip hop scene, one of the goats came and shit on you, then you cower. Oh, but Lecrae, I just want to know. Get the fuck out of here. I just wanted a conversation. Well, then just say that in your fucking tweet, you little weasel. Not. I got, even as a Christian, I got mad love for Lecrae, Mikey. It's this Caleb Gordon little fuckstick. And to be fair, there's Rustlin fuckstick as well. What's up, Shane? Yeah, and now where I'm at, I agree with you. And there's a reason I'm reviewing this. There's a buildup because most important, this Rustlin guy owns a recording label that I believe he and I'm still doing some investigation, so this is not a claim yet, but it is a suspicion of mine that he tries to take advantage of or prey young folks that have been in trouble, going through trouble. Have had some fucked up things happen, and he promises them like this rap career, but the vehicle being, gospel or Christian hip hop. Their ticket out of said trouble or despair or problems. And I find that to be highly problematic and 100% bullshit. And when you hear me saying fuck sticks, just so we have clarity, when you start calling people out and then I listen to your shit, I'm talking on an artistic level because, he's going to have to, is this music that? But then I listen to yours and you're artistically and lyrically, your shit's, it's dog shit. So why are you calling out someone that's been doing it for years and years and been doing it way better than you and then jumping on here and talking shit while you have this madman? Why you have this madman that's just taking advantage of people?
Oh, you gonna be a Christian rapper? Oh yeah, like Lecrae. You gonna make a blessing song like that, right? That's literally what they tell me in my city.
Okay.
So when people see that as the only song that they know, I'm like, but that ain't really what I'm trying to do though. So that was my heart on that.
Got.
All right, so you're just hating. Why you got Ty Dolla $ign on there? You just mad because Ty Dolla $ign don't want to be on your shit. Okay, so that's that. Let's move forward.
And go, okay, like, and again, also I feel like there's like some like loopholes and different kind of stuff because I'm actually a person that, even though when people go, yo John, like your music isn't Christian, I'm like, yeah, I wouldn't say that my I don't think that my music has put its faith in Jesus. I think I have. You know what I'm saying? I think that like I think that music is art, and it's like absolutely it can either honor God or it cannot honor God, right? And so then I go, okay, I have to stop asking, is this music, like, is this Christian or not? And start asking, is this honoring God or not? You know what I'm saying?
And this this statement goes to like with this Rustlin fuckstick. I think he creates this confusion or delusion. Is it that I'm a Christian that's making hip hop music, or am I a Christian hip hop artist? And when you draw that that narrative, it becomes this internal battle where it's like, okay, am am I a Christian? And then that's my identity because that's what the Bible says. Therefore, in the art that I make, the art should also be Christian because I'm a Christian. But then we have to ask ourselves, like, so when you go make macaroni and cheese, is that Christian macaroni and cheese? When you go take a shit, are you taking a Christian shit? Like, where do you draw the line? Like, you can't be Christian in everything you do, right? Right, Shane, exactly. That's my point. And this, and I think this rustling fuckstick is preying on this. What do I want to say? This vulnerability. And this psychological or emotional whatever problem or conflict that anyone that's going through difficult shit and hard shit that you're trying to like what is the best thing I can do to dig out of this and get out of this and be better and do better, and is using this as a weapon. But yeah, if we're going to live the Bible literally, we should be able to have Christian macaroni and cheese and take a Christian shit.
In the words that's being spoken. Right. And so like that's what I think of. And so like that's what I thought. You know what I'm saying when I seen the tweet. So.
Oh, that's real. I want to even go to that because that's my thing. I believe that music can be a tool.
Yeah.
And when you say like Proverbs and when you say like the book of Esther, that's where I'm like, yeah, that makes sense because even Jesus, he was using parables.
He was using parables.
That was my whole thing. So when I say when I say something is not like, is this a Christian song? It's because my mindset of the kingdom is like the way Jesus broke down like hard topics. The way he was like, yo, if we talking about money, that's not the only stream of wealth. Here's these other things that you don't even think about, which is also wealth.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Like it's almost he's teaching you and he's giving you principle. So like you were saying, principle. I love that word because I'm like, I feel like this music should have, like I should leave this and be like, yo, like I learned something in this joint. You know what I'm saying? Like I can take this with me. Or maybe it is a proverb. Maybe the whole song sound like a proverb.
Yeah.
And I'm just taking stuff. So I feel like when we doing music like that, it's like, okay, for real. But when we doing music like, oh, I did this and I got this and then I ran off with this, that's cool. But like, how did you get it? Why did you get it? How did it affect your people? Like going deeper into it. You feel me?
Yeah.
That's all I'm calling. I'm calling art higher in this space because we be getting lazy with the bar. We be like, oh, I just da.
Sure. I definitely would say 100%. I think that in this space, definitely we have like become so focused on what line and what thing is gonna pop and make this blow up,
right?
Instead of focusing
Come on,
instead of focusing on the message, on what's going on. But I will say that a lot of people would say that, like, even if I'm focusing on the message, bro, like for instance, this project that I'm working on right now is.
All right, so for a little bit of context, and it is why I because there are some of the, like I said, the artists that either we got to work with, perform with, open up with, or even just meet and hang out with. Even if it was just at a like they are. I won't even say a casual friend, an acquaintance. This shit would be a slap in the face to the OGs of the Christian hip hop game, and I'm not defending Christianity. I'm defending the people that like this thing that this rustling guy is doing. it was never about, and I think the reason I'm pointing it out isn't just about hip hop. It's this deception and this manipulation to money grab, for clout, paper chase, whatever it is that you want to call it. Because everything they're saying right now, to give a little context, I pulled up the first track that shows up on Caleb Gordon's Apple Music. And I'll just go random. Way before I would fold over pride, take a picture, you'll see the disguise. Ain't no fiction, the truth in the eyes. Promise said that the land was mine, I had to go get it. I saw me a giant, I had to go slay it. Like David Goliath, I had to repay him. He sent me new lines, I had to relay him. Forgot all my, I got to re-say him. Oh, fuck. Why did you do that? Hold on. I got to scroll back down. All right, sorry. Hop on the beat now. I'm spazzing. Get him in shock like anaphylactic A. They want to party. I'm crashing. When I pull up, my little shawty like, that's him A. Linked with this source, I'm tapped in. A whole new world. I'm Aladdin. Rappers in Disney clean them up swiftly. Flow is on cocaine. Flow is on Whitney. I don't play no games. Better come get me. Used to watch Tripoli. Now the boy big league. Vert is on what? Vert is on the top floor. Shout out to TJ. Shout out to WAP, though. The way I move weight, I must be El Chapo. You're inconsistent. You're inconsistent. You call out one person, but that's what Christians do. That's what apologists do, and that's what sucker ass Christian hip hop artists do. Because I understand that part of the Christian industry is their idea of beef. Their idea of beef is you don't spit the gospel like I spit the gospel. You don't spit the gospel like you don't talk about Jesus as much as I talk about Jesus. And I know it because I was victim is not the right word, but I got caught up and sucked up in all that shit. And there was actually a song where, and I think actually Shane, if he's still here, we were reviewing some of my old Christian songs. There was a song, the intro was me mocking people telling me, oh, Oz, you say Jesus too much. And me mock it because it is that's beef in the Christian hip hop community, right? But I'll let this go for a couple more minutes, and I want to get into I want to get into one other artist that's not on here, but I've done a little research on. And just based on what I'm hearing and watching, and I have to do a little more research before I make a claim. But right now, my observation, based on my observation, I think this rustling motherfucker is, he's taking advantage of people.
Very, very, very much like pushing people towards the hope of Jesus, right? That is my goal.
Yeah.
That is if everything fails, and we were just talking about this earlier, if everything fails, but people tell me, yo, like, I have hope now because I listened to this, then
That's
like
good.
according to what God told me to do,
Yeah.
it won, right? But I know it as a fact. I can feel it already. There's a pit in my chest just thinking about it, because I already know how many people are gonna listen to this and go, this ain't got nothing to do with God. This ain't got nothing to do with Jesus, because you didn't, you know what I'm saying? You didn't reference no scriptures.
Yeah, you didn't say Jesus
enough.
times.
Exactly. You didn't, and it's like, yo, and I know that you also, you know what I'm saying?
Caleb, what you laughing at? That's the same shit you just called Lecrae out for. What you laughing at, motherfucker? What you laughing at, bro? Chill out. Shut the fuck up. This is how I know wrestling. This is all him. Yeah, he's setting this shit up, man.
Saying you be getting some of like the backlash
I love
on
it.
TikTok.
I love it. Bro, I'm that dude. Like, please call my stuff not Christian. I'm just gonna make another song. Oh.
So hold on. You want to call out in your industry the GOAT, like one of the GOATs. Then you're coming in, oh no, I'm gonna go on TikTok and please tell me my shit's not Christian. Good job, Rustlin. Good job. The echo chamber is real. It's real, dog.
Oh, I made the first class for Christian.
Yeah,
bro. Hate comment. The whole thing was
the Rapzilla thing.
No, God is a
G.
Oh yeah, that joint was crazy.
What? It was like, this not Christian. Why you using secular music?
Yeah,
I was like, I do not care.
So let me give you guys my perspective.
You did. So you're worried about Lecrae having Ty Dolla $ign on a track, and then your inconsistent, hypocritical ass is going to say, I'm a rap over secular beats all day. I don't care. Well, then why the fuck why should anyone give a fuck about your opinion? Number one, you're a Christian. That's why we shouldn't. But hey, Rustlin, you got to do better, man. Your PR is terrible, bro. And you're a piece of shit.
So I've been around this space since 2002. I can't. Yeah, no, I was aging myself. So I came around going to church, and I was like listening to. I was like a rapper, but they were like, no, you can't like rap about. You can't rap about the stuff you're rapping about anymore, right? You're going to church now, and I was like, okay. So I started discovering Christian music. And it was a website called Sphere of Hip Hop, and it had all of these different playlists and all these different camps. And I discovered that just kind of like initially there was two main arms in Christian hip hop.
Yeah.
And it was funny because it was almost like an East Coast, West Coast thing.
Yes, sir.
Right? And so on the West Coast, you had a collective called the Tunnel Rats. And the Tunnel Rats were the battle rap lifestyle rappers. So they were like,
which Tunnel Rats are, whether you're a Christian or not, as far as straight rhyming ability, those motherfuckers are nasty.
They weren't necessarily trying to go in the Christian marketplace. And there was no real Christian marketplace. They were
underground. That was underground hip hop.
Just like, yo, we make music and we make hip hop. They didn't have a business plan, didn't have anything.
That makes sense.
And then on the East Coast, you had Cross Movement, you had Lamp Mode.
Cross Movement. Shout out Fanatic Brady Goodwood Jr.
Everybody in this bitch getting set. Everybody in this bitch getting set. Everybody in this bitch getting set.
Yeah.
And they were doing like overt ministry rap.
Right.
That was the object. We are using rap as a tool to preach the gospel.
Like we saving souls.
We saving souls. And so they then had offsprings of Lamp Mode and all this other stuff. And it was always kind of weird, like weird beef between. It's not like overt, but like little subliminal disses here and there. And so out of the Tunnel Rats, you had Propaganda, you had Future Shock, you had myself and the Breaks, which then went on to become Dream Junkies. And out of Cross Movement, you had the Lecrae of the Rebel.
I like how you snuck yourself in there like you were ever relevant, but proceed.
Trip Lee, Lamp Mode, Shylin, and that arm of it, right? Now, so something interesting happened.
Rick, underground hip hop is rather than me trying to I could try to explain it. It's more difficult to explain than it's just to play the music. But if you've ever heard even the term backpack rapper, it's that very boom bap. Became very, very prevalent in the 80s and the 90s, and it's not hype music. It's not club music. It's not it's grimy beats. It's about real life, real experience. It's not about the cars and the watches and the diamonds and the experience. It's about the grimy shit. And the reason, primarily, there's other reasons, but one of the main reasons it's called underground is because it not underground in mainstream. We want everything to be happy and pretty and not grimy, not dirty. So that's part of it. That's the best way I can describe it without just playing a few tracks, but hopefully that makes sense.
Is one side was super duper theological, not just reference Jesus. Like, if you can't tell me the 5 points of Calvinism right now,
Tulip,
I'm looking at you sideways.
Tulip,
bro. What
Tell me
theology?
Tulip.
What theology? What's your theology?
That's
Your theology's sus, right? And so I come in from one side, and I ended up going and building relationships with everybody.
With both, yeah.
So I'm tight with DJ Official. Rest in peace. This is right when he came around, Lecrae to DJ. We're building relationships, right? The Lamp Mode guy. So I'm building relationships, and so I'm getting these weird vibes. And so what ends up happening, and I'm giving you guys a very condensed version.
I love this, bro.
Giving you a very condensed version. And yes, we had KJ52 and we had all these other guys.
KJ52. The fact that he's even, oh my God, get the fuck out of here.
John Rubin, all these other guys. But what happened was Lecrae exploded.
We did a few shows with John Rubin. KJ52 is a fucking joke. But John Rubin, he's a different motherfucker. As far as personality, everything, but uber talented. And I remember like the opener, his concerts. John Rubin, what are you dippity doing? Like that was his intro. Like I still remember that shit like it was yesterday.
Lecrae Rebel exploded. They did 30,000 first week sales in 2007.
They really was selling CDs,
bro. Selling CDs, massive. He's everywhere. And so what happened is all of these like this the what we call the evangelical industrial complex, Rock and Roll Worship Tour, summer what is it called? Winter Jam. I call it Summer Jam. Winter Jam. Everyone started kind of wanting a piece of the pie. Right. So now Lecrae is headlining Rock and Roll Worship Tour.
Ooh.
He's booming, right? And we're talking stadiums. Like I remember 2009, 2010, me and Prop were backstage and Lecrae is doing stadiums.
That's
not
crazy.
arenas, stadiums.
That's crazy.
You know what I mean? And so what happened was it went super extreme and it was very overtly preachy music. I mean, Lecrae had a line where he said, "Lord, kill me if I don't preach the gospel."
Lord, kill me if I don't preach the gospel.
I ain't never.
And absolutely. And guess what? Caleb, I doubt that's any of your music. If you were a true Christian, you would say that. But I remember we sampled that in one of our songs. Lord, kill me if I don't preach the gospel. Like we sampled that. That was in one of our songs.
Still in my 20s.
You ain't heard that,
bro?
Joint?
That's crazy.
Lecrae said, Lord, kill me.
He says he ain't even heard. Caleb, you don't even deserve to be on this screen.
If I don't preach the gospel. Yeah.
And so what happened was a couple.
But yeah, that's the same dude you called out. See that the hypocrisy, the double standards, the pride, the ego. God, it's thick.
Things happen.
Crazy.
A couple of the brothers from the cross movement side, and this is not to throw anybody under the bus. Forgive me, I'm not trying to dig up old stuff. We just got to say the facts as the facts are. A couple brothers had some moral failures. A couple brothers now recently deconverted, like completely, like I would say enemies of the gospel.
I saw them tweet.
Shout out Brady Goodwin Jr. Since you're saying it, I'll say names. That's the motherfucking homie. Since you're gonna say it and not say names, that's the motherfucking homie.
Everybody in this bitch getting set. 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 Everybody in this bitch getting set.
Yeah, so I'll let this go for like one more minute, and then I'm going to talk about one of the other artists that Rustlin had on his label that's also now deconverted, left faith, that he, again, I'm not making a claim yet. This is still speculation, but I'm going to be doing more research on this Rustlin motherfucker because I think he may be a... I hate to say the word predator, but someone that seeks to take advantage of those that are in bad spots or tough spots, and giving Christianity and Christian hip hop as a ticket out of or away from their troubles. And I did just get hit up on Twitter. Because of and I love Brady, and I'll always take it up that I'm afraid to I'm afraid to tackle the deconstruction deconversion topic. So there'll probably be another stream. So I'm gonna end this pretty quickly.
Right. Yeah. And so this is before they did convert it. But so I think Brothers was kind of confused and was like, yo. And so what happened was at the same time, me and Lecrae building, Propaganda's really in the mix, Humble Beast is in the mix. They're kind of like the best of both worlds. And so there started to be a shift to a more balance. And that's where you get Church Clothes one. And he's still preaching about Jesus. But what happened was, as it shifted more what I would call left lifestyle rap, all the new kids went to the other extreme, where we're not talking about God, we're not in church, we're not worshing, we just making vibey music to do this too. You know what I'm saying?
Oh, see, that's what I was waiting for. And I appreciate you saying that, and that's why I enjoy doing these streams. One, because I did get I did have a backstage pass, so to speak, in this world, and a lot of the names that you're hearing that we're talking about, I quote unquote did business with. But I'm gonna pause there on this one, Rustlin, because it's interesting that you make that point. And it's only gonna take a minute or two to get through this, but have a drink while I pull this little website up.
Everybody in this bitch getting set. 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 Everybody in this bitch getting set.
All right, so and again, I want to be. I never want to over sensationalize or anything like that. The artist I'm going to talk about, I won't say was like one of my top favorites as a Christian, but was hands down definitely in heavy rotation on any and all of my playlists. And for time's sake, we don't where'd it go? Oh, there it is. I can't go through the whole article because it's pretty fucking long. But it's from God Reports. Godreports.com. And share, motherfucker. There we go. All right. I don't know how well y'all can see this, but I'll read it again. GodReports.com. This is about the now formally Christian gospel hip hop artist Jay Gibbs. And Jay Gibbs had a very like Kendrick Lamar type flow. Where was that, could have, that hype track here and there, but most of it was that chill and feel, but not just chill and feel, but make you fucking think, right? Make you fucking think. Yeah, in stumbling upon all this tonight, I was doing more and more research, and part of it from this rustling guy, I was like, man, I know I saw his name before, and that's because he featured, so Jay Gibbs was signed to Rustling's label or business, whatever, but also appeared on one of my favorite songs by Jay Gibbs. Should I? Let me. I want to see how much clout this has. No, not that. Yeah, I probably shouldn't. Yeah, I won't play it, but let me read this and then I'll expand. From there, Gibbs started rapping with Belief and his label mate Rustlin. He altered his real name, John Givens. He's the cousin of fallen CAH or Christian hip hop star Jeremiah Givens. In 2014, they became a trio called the Dream Junkies, which became a cult sensation. Their joint album, Good Religion, broke into the top 20 on iTunes for hip hop. The group opened up for Snoop Dogg, Yellow Wolf, Wu-Tang Clan, and Lecrae. Gibbs began to feature for Christian hip hop artists across the spectrum. He was praised for his creativity and his wisdom to never upstage other artists. Did you hear that, Caleb? He released solo albums, 4 seasons in 2013, and acclaimed Soul Rebel, which was my favorite of his, in 2015. Soul Rebel hit number 7 on the Billboard Christian albums. People were talking about a golden child. But just as people talked of Gibbs' dramatic upsurge, he began to have misgivings about his own direction. He was a young Christian and hadn't stopped all of the bad habits of his past. He kept getting confronted by mothers and fans for smoking, he says. He began to feel rejected by the church, and he became discouraged. In 2016, he left his label, King's Dream Entertainment, and left Dream Junkies, all led by Rustlin. The next year, he filmed After Hours, in which he appears to be smoking marijuana and drinking alcohol. Comments under the video on YouTube express the dismay of many Christians, along with hopeful supporters in prayer. These skip that. These are prayers. I'll read this one. This is how apologetics. I'm so happy with this song. Talking about his After Hours or After Party song. Why? Man, because he lost his way and he's truthful about where he's at, wrote Tashay Sanford. That's the problem with us Christians. We fall off and we try to hide it and try to fake it until we make it. I love people who are real. about where they're at. And if you listen to the song, he's asking for help. He's asking to be fixed. No, I listen to the song. That's not what he's asking for. With also being real about where he is at in his life. Yes, I pray he gets back to where he was or to a new place in God. And I hope he learns from his struggle. Then there's the link. Well, he said, Dream Junkies is tatted on my skin. Gives tweeted in January 2017. I'll forever be one, but it's time to do my own thing. And good for you, bro. And I am going to reach out to Gibbs because I did. I listen to him all the time, and I think if he knows there's ones like myself and Brady and Jay Kroom, and it makes you more confident. But here's what was interesting to me, and I'll close with this. Secular rappers who have come to Christ, at least to some degree. Secular rappers who have come to Christ, in parentheses, at least to some degree. Chance the Rapper? Kanye West? To Jesus? Kendrick Lamar? Have you lost your goddamn mind? No Malice, which I don't know nearly as much as No Malice, but okay, maybe I'll give you that one. I don't know enough about it. But Snoop Dogg, get the fuck out of here. Get the motherfuck out of here. You think Snoop Dogg gave his life to Christ?
Everybody in this bitch getting sex. 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 Everybody in this bitch getting sex.
I guess I gotta call Martha. Babe, can you call Martha? Call Martha and find out if Snoop dedicated his life to Jesus. We need to know. I'm not talking about cookbooks. Like, does he believe in the good book? Not the cookbook. What the actual fuck? Wow. Yeah, we went there. All right, so I'm going to end this one, and then you can join me, not join me, but I just had someone on Twitter hit me up or tag me, what the fuck ever it's called on Twitter, that I did say several weeks ago that I would demolish their bullshit regarding Brady, a.k.a. Fanatic. And I didn't get to get all the way through it when I tried to do it the first time because it got interrupted. And now your boy is on one. Your boy is on one. So I'm going to I'm gonna go shit all over that bullshit. Love you up. See y'all if you want to hang out. See you in a minute.
All I have in this world is my balls and my word, and I don't break them for no one. Do you understand?
You need people like me so you can point your fucking fingers.
I am the prodigy, probably. An oddity, commodity to fuck up your psychology. I honestly, possibly, constantly body these fucking wannabes. I am the novelty, fulfillment of the prophecy. I am apostasy's atrocity, demonstrably an anomaly. Just check the verbosity of my anthology. What you want, I do this shit unconsciously. I told you after Devil's Night, I'm coming down swinging, hit 'em with that boom, and keep their heads ringing. Boom, I told you what I do. I told you what I do. Boom, I told you what I do. I told you what I do. Boom, I told you what I do. I told you what I do. Boom, I told you what I do. But you sleep, I told you what I do. What if I just switch the flow, let the pieces fall, call it domino. I kill in force, Idaho, you the hoe. I know you know how to ride this pole, rodeo. Like fuck with you a little, it'll ripple, cripple. But I give you this pickle. What am I trying to say? If A can be me, then we can see. And after that, yeah, you can get the D. Boom, I told you what I do. I told you what I do. Boom, I told you what I do. I told you what I do. Boom, I told you what I do. I told you what I do. Boom, I told you what I do. But you sleep, I told you what I do.
Say good night to the bad guy. Come on. The last time you're gonna see a bad guy like this again, let me tell you.